wellness industry has a deep flaw, and it's this. The wellness industry does not design products for people who are sick. And I know that sounds like a crazy thing to say, but in my experience, it's completely true. When you are stressed and burned out and exhausted, if you have chronic illness, if you have a disability, if you have neurodivergence, for example, the systems are not made for you. The products are not made for you. A 21-day challenge is not made for you. A 10 vitamin a day protocol that you have to take 3 times a day is not made for you. These things do not meet you where you are. I see this as a huge gap. My first experience with the wellness industry was when I catastrophically broke my ankle in 2014. I was told by the doctors that I would be walking with a cane in 5 years. At the time, I was 27 years old. I was highly active. I played tennis, I did backpacking, I did rock climbing. I was always on my feet at work. I was a scientist working in a laboratory, and being told that I have lost 90% of the cartilage in my ankle and I have advanced arthritis and there's no way to fix it. That was devastating. I was basically given no support, which is incredible from the standpoint that doctors did not have a lot of compassion, and they also didn't recognize the need for maybe a therapist or any number of things that could have been supportive and more holistic with respect to my care. And that doctor's office actually didn't even have a handicap accessible bathroom. The orthopedist office, which primarily saw people in wheelchairs and crutches, did not actually have a handicapped accessible bathroom. Insane. Insane. That's just blows my mind. So this is my first experience. I'm told I have to completely change my lifestyle and I'm basically crippled for life. And then my second experience is with chronic illness. So it's 2014. I have this ankle issue, which may or may not affect my career and certainly my lifestyle. And I'm trying to get my PhD. And that is a highly stressful process, as I'm sure you can imagine. Some of you may know personally. But I managed to graduate with my PhD in 2016. And at the time, I just felt kind of off. I didn't really know what was wrong. I got a job and I knew I should be really happy and living my best life, but I just felt kind of numb, and I couldn't put my finger on what was wrong, but I just knew something was kind of off. And as the years went on, I was traveling a lot for work, up to 50% of the time. I was working on very stressful projects. And looking back now, I can see that my health and mental health as well started to slowly go like this, started to slowly decline. And it was so slow, I didn't really notice it. And being new to the workforce, I didn't really have any other benchmark to know, what is healthy work-life balance. And then, as you know, we all went into 2020 and the world fell apart. And what had been a gradual decline like this went off a cliff. And I developed a whole number of chronic illnesses. What was really confusing to me at the time was that they kept shifting. And so one problem would resolve and then I would develop another problem. And it was I would kind of get one area under control and managed, and then something else would break in my body. And I was just, by the end, so unbelievably ill, I could barely leave my house. I had to have groceries delivered, and I had just enough energy to work maybe 6 hours a day so that I could pay my bills, because I'm a single lady. I had no other choice. I had to pay for my own bills. That was such a hard time. I would work the 6 hours and I would sleep the rest of the time. I was eating frozen meals because I didn't have the energy to cook for myself. And a lot of times I was stuck in my house. And here's the issue that I was talking about at the beginning. And that is that the wellness system is not made for people who are sick. The processes and the products and the techniques and the tools are great and easy to use if you're healthy. But if you're like me and you can't even cook for yourself and you can't drive to the grocery store because your body is shutting down, you're not going to have the space for a 21-day challenge or a juice cleanse or whatever else someone is trying to sell you. And so I really see this as a gap, and I would like to encourage the other wellness companies to really take a hard look at what they're providing for people and making sure that it's accessible for people with disabilities, with neurodivergence, people who are ill and just don't have the energy and the space and the mental capacity to take on a huge project, a complicated project. They just need quick and simple answers that they can do 1 or 2 minutes, 5 minutes a day, and start rebuilding back that capacity for more. I think it's really important, and that's what we're trying to do here with Astreya Wellness, is make tools for people with burnout and chronic illness that they can actually use, that they actually have the capacity for. Our meditations, visualizations, and affirmations are under 5 minutes. I know when I was super sick with burnout and with chronic illness, that's all I could do. I could maybe play some affirmations while I heat up my food in the microwave. That was about it. And the thing is, it actually works. I am almost in complete remission with all of my illnesses. I moved from Tennessee to California and started a new life out here. I'm so happy. I started a business. I'm gonna get emotional, but these are things I would have thought were never possible for me. I thought I was just going to be disabled with my chronic illness forever, honestly. I really thought I would never work again. That's what I was facing, which again, when you have a single income, is absolutely terrifying. It was a very dark time for me. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I'm teaching in the courses and the affirmations and the meditations, because I know it will work, and I know what it's like to be there and have almost no hope, really. And that's what I want to provide people. I want to provide hope and a path, a guided path back to wellness and back to joy and living your dream life. So I really see Astreya Wellness as being that light in the darkness that can help people start taking steps back to being well. I think if you're in that position and you are exhausted and overwhelmed and tired and you don't have any capacity or bandwidth, seek out the products and the people and the companies that meet you where you are. You don't need to have any guilt or feel less than or broken or anything like this. Where you are is completely normal and it's okay, and you don't have to feel bad about it. You just need to find the right systems and products that can help shift you back to wellness. And if you're trying to use products that are designed for people who are healthy, they're just not going to work for you. Maybe one day, once you get your health back, that would be great. But for now, you need a guide to help you get back to health. And that's what we're trying to do.